All right, hello everyone and welcome to our daily technical analysis video. 4th of Jan today, starting the month and starting 2017 with an up mood on the pound dollar. Now yesterday we did mention the pound dollar, the euro dollar, Aussie dollar. Those kind of currencies were good to buy and the market had room to go up with them, and that's quite true. And as you can see, this is what's happening here today. So what you have to do with the pound dollar is just follow that through, and if you want to know where we're heading there. Okay, so that's around the 1.2307 region. Okay, so around there is where we're heading, and possibly if it breaks above that, we might see a double top here, as you can see all the way up here, and that's also going to be a good spot to sell. So this is your first resistance, and this zone is going to be a sell reaction, that's for sure. So if you bought already from yesterday, then you want to be taking profit or moving your stop loss there. If it moves above, then just carry on following it with moving your stop loss upwards. Aussie dollar, same thing. Yesterday, if you recall, let's make this a 4-hour chart. Okay. Now yesterday, let's do this. If you recall, I did mention we're in a sideways market, and I did say if you want to buy the Aussie dollar on the pullback was a good idea, and I did draw this line here, and that's where the kind of market pulled back down to around. Okay, and now it's going up, so now we've got potential to come all the way up here and even higher actually. So this is going to be a double top region there. Let me just make this scale fix it. So as you can see, we have a lot of potential to keep going up on that zone. This is the double top. Once it breaks, if it breaks above there, then we're obviously going to have a good pullback. And a good way to also measure that is get the dip point, take it all the way up. As you can see, the market might trace all the way up to here and even slightly higher to around here, which wouldn't be such a bad idea at all for us to resell. Remember, we've got heavy news coming out this week, NFP on Friday, so you're going to have to be mindful and watch where that's going to be heading. Okay, let's take a look at the euro dollar. Same with the euro dollar, nice up move. We're expecting it to come to around here. Okay, there you go. And let's just make this a little colorful, and because that white isn't showing up well, is it? So let's make it, there we go. All right, so around here, possibly the market's going to push it up, and we're going to see what happens. Now, the important thing this week, as you know, the news, there's going to be news coming out today and tomorrow and on Friday. So they're very, very important for us to follow up. And here we have the dollar Canadian. Now with the dollar Canadian, as you know, we had a good bounce on the breakout of that daily triangle, and now the market is still in that retesting zone. I think the dollar Canadian has potential to come down simply because, let's just do this, simply because this is the first layover here in our 61 area, and now this 50% pullback is, I think, very much possible, even slightly lower, to make a good support in order to go long again. So personally, I think the dollar Canadian is going to carry on going up during January. I think this pullback, according to what I think in my technical analysis, is this pullback is just going to be an opportunity to buy in order to go long again. You might see the dollar Canadian around 1.39, and that wouldn't really surprise me at all. This is a 4-hour chart, so obviously it's not going to be there overnight, but still I think the pullback levels are good to buy in order to go long. Dollar yen, I'm having the same kind of consensus on this, and I think dollar yen is also going to be good to pull back in order to buy again, and that's what I'll be looking at. So if I do this, mark this up here a little bit. So as you can see, the market has good potential to come back in order to test some buy level and go up again. So this news that we're going to be um, witnessing this week, it's probably going to bring us to around this 116.50 area as a possibility, and maybe even this bottom region here. And if it does, that's really good, because whenever that, when the news does that bottom, that's the time to buy. So a lot of people are asking, when should we buy? Because we've got news coming out on Friday. Well, wait for the news. When it hits that bottom, then there's an opportunity to buy. But obviously before, you need to draw your lines and make sure your support resistance levels are in there. So when the price gets there, you can take a look at that reaction and go with the reaction of the market rather than being too late. Here is the dollar franc. Now with the dollar franc, same kind of thing. Well, I'm expecting the market to kind of pull back, fill in some gaps, as you can see around here. Okay, there we go, add some gap here. So possibly the market would be good to pull back to about 1.0194, 1.02 region. And if it pulls back around there, then we're going to have some good, I think, good support. But like I said, everything's going to depend on the news. If the news was not coming out, if we didn't have any important news coming out like the NFP this week, then we just go pretty much, as soon as it came down, we just go long around here. I think that would be the kind of move that we would be making. I'm still going to be betting on the strength of the US dollar in January. I'm talking specifically for January. And I think the dollar will be strong in Jan. So that's why on the pullbacks, I'm happy to buy the dollar franc, I'm happy to buy the dollar yen, and on the pullbacks for the euro dollar and the pound dollar, I'm happy to sell it when it's going up. Let's take a look at gold. Here we have gold, and gold also, if you're watching my previous videos, you know that I'm kind of expecting a double bottom on the 1050 region on this. So I'm happy to sell gold when the market kind of pushes itself up, and good levels for a good push up and to sell. Let's see where it is. Let's take a look at the daily and let's see where we're at. Let's just do this. It's the daily. You can see the market took a really big fall from there onwards. So it's only natural that it wants to pick up some value before they start to sell it off again. So we've still got some good levels to go up to around here. And that's, let's see here, is around that 61.8 retracement. If you look at your charts, okay, it's very good. So around that 61.8 level on the Fibo, and let's just mark that area there. So that looks like a really good kind of area for us to start thinking about shorting the gold. So it's going to be very important what the news is, and once the news comes out, we'll be able to kind of go up and then push it down again. All right, let's take a look at Brent. As you know, we've been following this for a while, and I did mention that we're going towards the 60 mark, and that 60 mark is there. Okay, that's where we're at. So possibly the market is going to be around there. Okay, I'm still expecting that, but like I said in the previous videos that I did, I said it's not going to come there overnight. So we're going to, as you can see, it's been a slow kind of move. But as you're following this, I also did say keep moving your stop losses, along the way. Just keep moving them up as the market goes up, because we really don't know what's going to happen with Brent. Our obviously expectation is 60. So what you want to do is, if you're following it all the way up to 60, you want to see it there, and that's what you're counting on. Then you've got to obviously move your stops forward, because we got in there pretty good, in the early stages of that move. So now kind of we have to move the stop up as well. So if the market does anything tricky, we just have to get out with a profit, and that's fine. Okay, so that's Brent for us. Let's just take a look at the dollar ZAR as a last kind of analysis here. And what I want to do with the dollar ZAR is, well, look, as you can see, we have a strengthening dollar. That's my expectation. And this double bottom is, it was very, very good for the market to go long again. And this pullback, I think, on the dollar ZAR is still just a pullback to go long. We're in a nice range here, and that makes the market predictable, and that makes trading actually easy as well. Because once I know I'm in this, top and bottom range, then it's very good for me because I can, when the market pops down, I can buy. When the market goes up, I can sell, and I can kind of like move in between this range, and that'll give me kind of nice profits along the way. So what we want to do is, what the dollars are, as the market pulls back, we're looking to buy because we're thinking that the dollar is going to be stronger in January. So as the market kind of pulls back, we're looking to buy the pair, and that is going to be around that level there. So in this range, we'll be looking to go long if the market pulls back. Okay, that's our expectation. Now, I hope that helps. Now, if you're following the Dow and the Dax from my daily analysis from the previous videos, that's great. Yesterday's analysis still holds for that. And the DAX, as you can see, it reached that target we spoke about, 11,500. Okay, I was expecting the market to go up, it went up nicely. And then, as you can see now, we've got that downwards move happening. On the 4-hour chart, it was a bit more clear. Because I did mention the targets there at the top. Let me just get rid of that. I did mention the targets there at the top, and yesterday, as you can see, the market opened with a big high, and now it's pulling back from that 11,600 odd region. So this is not a surprise. If you took your profit, 11,500, well done. That was a patiently followed trade, and then all you have to do now is just, what you're going to do is wait for the next opportunity and not rush into the trade. And here's the Dow Jones, okay, the US 30. As you can see here also, we were eyeing that 20,000 level. That's where the market reached. Okay, that's 19,972. Okay, so it's not too bad, we're pretty close. In fact, a little higher there. There we go, 19,986. Still has an opportunity to test that 20,000 because it's psychological. But as you can see, the market is beginning to give a sell reaction. But I'm telling you, from what I think, according to my technical analysis, is that this is a very high potential to break above that level. Simply because I'm thinking that the market's pullback is only for a buy. And that's the analysis that I've got of the Dow. So the pullbacks are only going to kind of push the buying attitude of the Dow. So if you're trading the Dow Jones Index, I think it has a good potential to break above this resistance. This is now turning into a kind of a square, as you can see. It's kind of a breather before the continuation of the channel. So any breakout above that is just a good opportunity every time it pulls back to go long. And as you can see, the trend, let's make this a daily. And when you make it a daily, you can kind of, let's go back there. Yeah. As you can see, it's a huge up move. It's just huge. So to have it kind of pull back all the way here might just not happen. So any chance of kind of seeing the market, at a support level is a good opportunity to keep buying this, I think. Still though, if you want to buy, with a good value. So don't rush into it. The best way to do it is wait. If the market pulls back, look for an opportunity to buy. If it breaks up, then on the pullback, you look for an opportunity to buy and to go long. Hope that helps. Have a great day.